So watching the news and stuff, I don't think I'll ever get over watching these people say that. Well, this Nobel laureate said this, and this professor said this about the economy. It's so funny to finally see raw common sense cut through the shit, and just like when the market just defies all moving averages, it kind of is a complete metaphor for what's going on there. You got these analytic, we have a trading model. You know, you got to be kidding. Or the neural net stuff. I thought to myself when the news came out the other day, if there's ever a published report that comes out of the United States at like 8:30 or whatever it is, 9:30 or these bizarre times, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they come out with the Fed rate, and you can either become, if you're in the markets during those events, that's quite a different situation, right? Than holding a position with a wide stop and a very small position. But you know, all the drama that goes on, and then people are saying, "Well, we have AI, when you have this and that." Yeah, but there's still somebody got to be at the helm of that, and the machine shutting itself down. Fuck, my lawnmower wouldn't shut off the other day. I mean, yeah, stuff gets out of hand, but the end of the world stuff just sells. It's clickbait, I suppose. Everybody woke up this morning, I'm sure, saying, well, hey, my wife's still a bitch and my car still kind of pulls to the left. I just really don't know if it's changed anybody's world, but the markets are fascinating and definitely can't stop thinking about it and trading them because they're just so challenging as far as expectations of. I've done a lot of homework. I've built this beautiful moving average crossover system. You got to fucking see it. And it's beautiful until the terrain changes. You built this car that'll go perfectly on this one road as long as there's no potholes. I saw a guy driving some high-end car the other day that was, I mean, I thought it should be on a racetrack, but he chose like the smoothest road I noticed to drive it on. He came down the exit ramp right where this was like almost perfect road all the way to some other exit. And I thought, of course, you couldn't even see the bottom of this fucking car. I think if he would have hit a bump, the sparks would have come off the bottom of this car. And so, you got to wait for that road. You just, there's this guy that was on the YouTube thing, and he was trading an Asian session, and you can make good money in Asia because it's a very quiet market. It's kind of the moves aren't as deep, they're not as tall, they're not as many pips, but you could trade bigger, and you can make money like consistently if you know what's going on in Asia. The typical drama of the spikes up, spike down. I would definitely sell the spike and buy the spike. Running sell above there, and having your finger if you're afraid that it's not gonna work out. Now you have to be able to go in and out of the market without really thinking about it, kind of like you're driving down a road and it's got potholes on it, so you put in the air shocks, you crank up, and the whole fucking car comes up 8 inches, right? So unless your system can adapt to the terrain of the market, people say, does that work on a 1 minute chart? Yeah, practically speaking, all patterns work all the time. It's just would be how many times are you willing to get stopped out because you put such an importance on this one trade that you made this a fucking two standard lot trade, which I've seen people do and make $3,000, and they just made $2,000, then they lose $5,000, then they make $10,000. At the end of the day, they're up like $10,000, right? They made $30,000 and they lost $20,000, but they're up $10,000. It's not bad, right? But can you psychologically handle being down, like getting kicked in the nuts and then having the ultimate orgasm, right? I mean, the swing, right? Can you handle that? So a lot of people don't want this in their life. So they say, well, can you just, is there like a system I could follow? Like, 20 push ups, stop eating ice cream. Yeah, but you got to do that, right? Well, I don't want to do that. That's too much work. Is there like something that's just like, in these robots now, right? Okay, but the robot, I like that robot that I knew in the beginning when they said, yeah, you got to pay the tweaking maintenance fee on it, right? And when I spent like fucking $3,000, I bought robots that were like just written in, I think, BASIC or something. 1985, 1986, you could buy these robots for $3,000. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, not really a robot, just like a modeler. Here's your trade for tomorrow. Put a buy stop. It's it's fucking hilarious, right? But I didn't know. I'm pretty fucking naive and pretty optimistic. So it's a bad combo. I'm ready for anything. Let's try that. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. But I learned the fact that you're just never going to be able to do it like that. And I wouldn't trust the fucking thing anyways. I'm not going to put this fucking trade on. Like if I see that it lost even one fucking dollar, but I let it print all night long. I overheated the printer because I told it, yeah, I want to look at the results in the morning. This is, I didn't have there was no save to spool on this thing, so it's a 3.5, it's a 5.25 inch floppy. So, and now I'm just kind of putting in my orders based on the where I suppose we're going to go up. So I'm going to put sell limits above me, and I'm going to put buy limits below me. And I would say this is the trading system that I had to adopt out of the fact that there is no way you're ever going to build. I mean, I don't want to break anybody's heart, but there's no holy grail robot that can handle the overwhelming swings up and down in price that are just so crushingly illogical and totally uncommon sense. So the big wall that you're up against in trading is the fact that the market is nothing like real life. In this scenario here, in the upper left-hand chart, that's a daily yen closing prices going back like 3 months. That kind of drama there, I guess you have to get on the 5-minute chart train, because that daily, I mean, talk about reversals and shit. I mean, what the fuck, right? How you trading this, by the way? Like, explain this to me. This is 100 pips handles on these big things. Look at that. And people are like, yeah, we're gonna build a robot. Are you beyond retarded? You're gonna build a robot that can trade that shit. That's looking back. Are you kidding me? Seriously, honestly, stop. Just stop. If anything, selling double tops and buying double bottoms anywhere on this fucking chart works. Actually, that would be the only advice I would say is, yeah, trade this thing. This is the daily chart. You'd be like, look at this pullback here. This is the tunnel through the air. I don't know if anybody Wells Wilder, the tunnel through the air. I believe this is what he was talking about. This is beyond Gartley pattern on page 168. Believe me, trust and believe. I spent too much time on this shit, and now it's stuck in my head. But this right here, and he had this on the cover of the his book. And look at this, like, top become a bottom. Oh my God! And then RSI, these are all like positive reversals. After you've broken this, you breach this vacuum here. So this is my vacuum indicator. This is the current vacuum looking back. This is somebody built this for me when I said, yeah, wouldn't it be great if we could just draw a trend line or draw a supply line or what do you want to call it, demand line, back in time, coming back into, and just think of the pressure building up here. So this void, at one time the blue line was marching down here and then it exploded. So, but yeah, this daily yen chart, what a gold mine if you can afford it, right? If you can wait. And plus the tight stops you're running here, right? The ratios are amazing. Even the goobers that are buying on buy steps are like, hey, this is pretty good. Like, look, it looks like it's going on. Yeah, moving averages have turned over and then just insane run there. I mean, to me right there, I'd be out. I'd be looking for the next entry. Like, it'd be over for me. I'm not sticking around for this shit. Like, all this shit, no. I'm not sitting in a trade for fucking 2 weeks. So when you take out these lows here into here, this is you would have to wait a long time for this setup. When it crushes into this hole, it's just, see, I'm thinking like this. You come down, you crush that out, you scalp out. The guy's asking me, what happens when the market's going against you? Yes, you'd have to do those trades. But you'd also have to probably, and this is where being psychologically flexible, where you're not just going to be, you're not going to go tranny, you're going to go boy, girl, boy, girl. You're going to have to be able to change your sex or your whatever they call your assignment on a dime. You have to be like what they say, a slut in the bedroom and a good cook or something. And it's people can't do it. It's not what people can do. So there's nobody that can psychologically handle this. This makes no sense. The pressure building up, I can see on the blue line. To me, this is the only explanation for what's about to happen. When the market gets sideways too long, 80% of the market's chopping. So really, to me on this chart, 20% of the moves that are the biggest, fastest money could ever be made on this chart by anyone. And of course, I forgot to say the disclaimer, this is all hindsight, but we can see the vacuum forming here. We know what could possibly come is that it's going to go like this, and it's going to go like that, or it's going to go like this and go like that. And my trade is to put sell limits up here, capture that, scalp it, maybe ride the swing, buy this, scalp the wick, maybe ride the swing to the floor, then start coming back with limits. Now, after this has been achieved, right, we make our scalp, we come back with limits again. This is quite the money maker. This is 100 pips in one fucking day. You're out. Now you come back in. If you have enough money, so you're saying, but you gotta have a 100, 200 pip stops. If you're gonna buy into something like this, now maybe you do that, and you're looking to make 200 pips. These are not trades that, it's like real estate, right? Well, for some reason, somebody came out with a law that said you have to sell food for nothing, and they're like, okay, we're out of here. So this is people leaving New York, I would say, right here. Like here it is. Oh, listen, they got this guy, he's running for mayor, and you said what? Double top. He was going to do what with the oof? That is the biggest money making. That's the biggest act. This is, yeah, okay. So just to let you know, this is what's going to happen in New York if they put this guy in. Here's the prayer. You're gonna have to, you're gonna get your prayer rug out because your account's gonna be looking like, if you're long, you go long here. Like, it looked like such a good idea at the time. Now he said let them eat cake, and then we did, and then we threw up. Oof, cake not so good. This guy's too much. Yeah, this is the rich people leaving New York. He's gonna do what? He doesn't like capitalism? oof. Oh, maybe he's going to be okay. And everybody gets scared again. Remember the last time? This is a mini version. Can anybody really tell me that they're... I guess you could be doing this now. This is something I don't think AI could ever do. I mean, people brag about AI. Dude, there's no way that AI is going to speculate like a human. If you're looking for a particular pattern, I'm looking for a pullback after a rally. This is the best place to get in right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, if you're trying to count Elliott waves, you might just fucking drop acid and, join the Marines. There's nothing that's going to help you, dude. You're fucking... Because you're looking for ideal patterns like this. It's just... Elliott wave says 5 waves, 3 waves. But the market's syncopated. It's not... It's like a jazz song. There's no fucking... It's literally just... There's like... Do you think the trees in your yard are symmetrical? It's just stupid. So, I feel bad for the people that, I built this moving average. Look at this beautiful bottom become a top here. Now, this is an exquisite example. And this here, the ultimate flag, and everybody's like, yeah, but what if we take out that? Yeah, no shit, what if? So they said the same thing back here. What if we take that out? And that is, but you if you just buy into it. So my filter for reducing exposure to these trades, it would be, of course, I'm not going to have a ticket that's sitting out here for months on end, right? I mean, I know I wouldn't ever try to buy into this plunge because this is a daily chart. I'm sure inside of here there's some scalps along the way, but for the most part, this is about crushing this hole back here. Like when these vacuums start to form big time, looking back 40-year lows and shit like that, that's when you see markets just, in forex especially, because there's no, it's a cross currency. It's one country against another. It's not like the dollar index, So this is a competition here, and if you zoom way out, you see how absolutely, and you keep in context here. Now I fixed the scales so that we can always look back and say, okay, what would you do here? Look at this kind of stop hunt, I guess you call this. Were you waiting this long though? You waited like a fucking almost a year for that. But look at the drama here. And the reaction there, and then it comes to the floor, the last known floor, which is about almost 150 pips up, and then just bolts off like a rape date and just goes to the moon, just to the moon. And when you look at the markets like this, where you fix the scale so the depth of market is always the same, that's when you realize that, yeah, you probably can't build you probably don't want to start using stochastics and stuff like that because it's not even close to reality. Look at this thing come ripping all the way back up. And you would think, well, the first place to sell based on the void theory is this void right here. And they take that out. Lickety split. Now you would start selling above that. Could you handle doing that? Psychologically, you don't know what's to come if you fix a scale like this, and so you have to go in the charts and set the common and say fix the scale. This is your choice to, so you can just drill down on pure price. If you take out this high, you got to figure, well, that's going to be when the sellers come in. I want to start selling everything above this, just up, and I'll just keep going up, right? Whatever I can afford. And I guess that did work out for a little bit, right? Because you were able to easily scalp that, right? Because you had the wick got hit, came back, you made about 75 pips there. It happened again. So you just have this constant basket of sell limits up there, and they're getting tagged and bagged, and they're not making that. You are going against the market. It's going up. It's that this is the tunnel through the air thing here drilled down, and that is when you know, that's kind of that. It's a scalp. Would you stay? You could have been long at the same time, because see that how they took this out. They took out the low of the previous day, and that's your entry right there. And you got a basket of sell a buy limit sitting in here for the next 8 hours. You're waiting. This is the you have a trailing. So you're running trailing. If you think it's going up, the best trade is to put in your trailing buy limits. So here's a stack. You'd have to donate to at least buy limits here, and you're looking for it to go to here maybe, and you get your target, and then you get a fill here. But see, you wouldn't fill as many tickets here. That's a great trade. Getting in, just getting picked up on just nicking the wicks here. Here's another perfect entry. Getting in, they just nicked the low of the previous day and rip north. Pretty fucking hard. Here, sell limits up in this pocket. Sell, sell, sell. Great fucking trade. You made how many pips there? So trading is very stupid, simple. If you're going to go contrarian, which I'm doing, well, I guess, yeah, contrarian, because, well, here would be a really a ball buster, and this is where you would say, what the fuck did I just do? Using that theory of putting, irregardless whether you think it's going up or down, you put buy limits sitting here, right? Cancel, replace, and they start to fill you because you're thinking, yeah, I guess it could have been a scalp in there. When you look at the market like this, you say, oh, I can see what's going on. So never lose perspective of how many pips you're trying to make. Because to me, it's all about pips and not about like, well, look at the pattern here. Because if you start looking at patterns, you just lose track of how much it costs. It's like these beautiful people that turn out to be out of their fucking mind. It's just amazing, isn't it? Like, how did you, like, I guess, yeah, well, it doesn't take much, society's pretty supportive of people. But yeah, some of these moments here on the chart are just mind-blowing. But right now, what's going on right now, all that matters is like, okay, we look at this nice. We could be have stop hunted everybody here, but maybe we're not done tanking. Certainly, the target here to start selling all over again is going to be the high of the previous day. I've actually got candlesticks behind these bars a little bit here, so these are like directionless candlesticks. So here's like dojis. So this is as close as candlesticks as you're going to get. But here's an inverted hammer. But if you're just doing the sell, if you're just getting in on the sell side, then it's about when they take this out, you're like, wow, fucking A. And look at this. They nicked the wick there. Oh, my God. Some supply up there, huh? It's that simple. It's just having the balls to put in your tickets in this 50 pip, 100 pip window. And the yen, I'm talking about the yen. You need to put in deep tickets. Here you would had, if you put, like, look at this. This is the only sell right here. There's no, if you have a sell limits, no fill. Buy limits, you start filling. You're getting in front of the market with buy limits. They're expiring once you take this, and here's the giant supply zone right there. It's so stupid. Trading is so dumb. If you put buy limits in here, like this is the trade I would be willing to endure. Maybe not on the daily chart, but if I see it coming right on the 4-hour chart, it would be different because I'd already be out of the trade. I would have made more money on a 4-hour chart because there's so much drama in here. Right? Even though people are going to say, oh, double bottom, oh, I'm getting in because of so-and-so, and here's my pullback, and okay, and I trailed my stop. They stopped me out, but I still made money, so fuck you. No, I think the way to do it is to be like, just look at the price. Anything above that, I'm selling like the fucking everything. And everything above this, I would sell more. So here's where I get in heavy as fuck because, yeah. And then here on every one of these, right? This is the daily chart though. So I made money here, right? Because at some point we came back to here the next day. Somehow we made it back here. So you don't have to look at the 5 minute chart. You know that we came back here because you can see it was there the day after. This is one day. And candlesticks like this are actually better because it just says what's a doji and what's a big move. See, this doji was your trend entry. You got a doji. Okay, well, fucking put on your trade right with the tight stop. Sell stop here. Just sell at the market. Market's dead. Here was a scalp. But these big giant things here. And then buying all this eventually became a winner. So if you could hang through this, right, if you're looking at the structured trade, you're looking to do the auction, the full auction with up and down, and it's complete. Or it doesn't matter when you get in though. But the key to it for me is price absorption. I'm buying all that shit. When it goes down, it's crushing into my tickets. And then there's cash outs built into it. I'm not looking to swing trade the whole position because it's impossible. I mean, it doesn't make sense. When you can make money from the fluctuations of 10, 20, 30 pips that you know with a 60 pip stop, those will cash out. And you can refresh it and come back in. So I'm constantly in a big, it's either a scalp out, wait for the market to get dramatic because they're going to open the market soon and I'm going to get in and it's going to be crazy and we know what's going to happen. You can sit back when the news opens. You can either sit back and watch it or you could open a demo account. I like to trade a demo account at the same time I trade real money so I can, it's like my girlfriend on the side. And I can abuse her, drag her down the hall like I can give her a P Diddy, and I don't feel bad about it, you know. She knew what was going on. She said her name was Demo. What's your name, babe? Demo. So you can experiment that, and then when it comes to oh no, there's really is something that I want to maybe have a real relationship with. Go out to eat, do something normal. And then, so that's how I look at that. And so the fact that you would train on the demo and then, oh, just give me real money now. No, I'm still got to have my girl on the side. Like, I'm never going to give her up because she puts out. I treat her like a rag doll. You know, it's like a rent-a-car. You have to have a place that you can experiment. I mean, this is if you're really into the whole idea of trading. With stuff because it's like people that build cars that go really fast or these Miss Budweiser boats that always win. Yeah, because they just said they got it all dialed in and as much as the material will allow. But certainly you can do it and but I think the big obstacle is that your brain is looking for something that's going to be smooth, like a smooth riding car. And this is why I really get upset when people say, well, consistency. I just don't know. I mean, consistent in what topic and what angle of it, because you could be consistently bad. Do you want that? So I don't know. I think it's being dynamically or being if you're going to trade raw prices like people as opposed to a system. I guess that's a system, but there's so many ways that people have of thinking about well, what should I do? What fits? Well, I guess what fits you. Now, if you want to trade moving averages, go ahead. And I mean, people do it, and they do make money. I got to tell you, it does work. But to me, it's like a car that, yeah, you got to work, but every time you get to work, dude, like, you got to put new tires on. You know, it's crazy. I know, but here I am at work. Shut the fuck up. So, anyways. Okay. Well, so I got to go put some tires on my car. I'm kind of excited. I feel like I'm buying a new car. Yeah, tires just they don't hold together, man. They're abused. People abuse them. So, got to put some new shoes on the car. Yeah, I hope that helps. But you know, it's about the depth of the market. It's about that price scale, and if you're going to swing trade it, can you afford the swing? It's like, I guess, the same thing with a swing. Having a swinger relationship, you know, that might be too much. You know, like, geez, I didn't know you were gonna start going the other direction and become a trend trader, turn into a trend trader on me. I could trust you.